I'm 23 years old now. I was a carpenter for 5 years before I came here to Berkeley. You know, I was making good money. You know, things started to happen though, like the economy got sour. I started running out of work. I had already applied to Berkeley, already did my audition. I was waiting to hear if I was going to come back or not. I hadn't heard if I got accepted yet. And it was a pretty tough time, and I had my grandfather pass away this past year. And I had written a song for my grandpa's funeral that I actually got to play for my family. When I had gotten back to Florida from the funeral, I had won 2 tickets on the radio to go see a concert. It was for Vince Gill. You know, I kind of believe in the law of attraction and that everything happens for a reason. And you know, I started seeing these signs, and you know, one thing led to another. A few days after I had won the tickets, I got a phone call from the radio station telling me that I actually got 2 meet and greets. I just said, you know, I'm going to go for it. I took my guitar in to see Vince Gill, and I got to the end of the line, and they pushed all the people through. And I basically told them what had happened with my grandpa and how I auditioned to Berkeley and wanted to be a songwriter. And I said, you know, I know you're a busy man, but I just want to know if I could play this tune for you real quick. And he pulled me up a chair and said, absolutely, sat down, and I got to play that song for him. And the very next morning, I got a songwriting scholarship here, and I got my acceptance letter. I never thought I could be that guy that would go get an education and actually do something with my life, and you know, instead of wait around and you know, do construction and try to make enough money to pay the rent. You know, I basically knew that if I didn't do something now, then I would never be able to do it again. You know, and it's always been my dream to be a songwriter because of all those bad things that happened. I basically, you know, when I was in that dark space of thinking, I kind of kept myself there, and a lot of good things started happening when I just, you know, got myself through it and was able to create something, you know, beautiful out of something so dark and, you know, painful. So I thought that by coming here, I would basically, without trying to sound like a cliche, would just be set free from everything that happened. Because, you know, all those times when you meander through and people lose track is because something happens and they can't handle it. Well, you know what? Every single thing that happens is going to make you smarter. You're going to learn that lesson, and you know what? You're going to have good advice to give other people. From now on, everything I do, I'm just going to go after it, and you know, it hasn't proved me wrong yet.